Shalom Aleichem, sweetest friends. This year should be a special schus for Yitzchak ben Chana, Ma'as Hannah Miriam Bas Chana, Moshe Yehuda ben Peshadina, and Reb Avram Yitzchak ben Esther, Yosef Ezra ben Esther. There's an age-old question about endangering oneself in order to save one's friend. It's been dealt with by many poskim, many tshuvas have been written over the generations. So we are going to take a look at this question based on the beautiful sefer Divrei Yatziv, the Heilige Kloisenberger Rebbe. This tshuva is in Choshen Mishpat and Siman Ayin Tes, and it was written in Woodburn. So for me, Woodburn is, potato knishes and nakaki, ice cream. And Taka, when this tshuva was written, Tammuz Tavshin Mem Gimel, I probably was in Woodburn then. I mean, not necessarily the day the tshuva was written, but certainly not Tkufa. I was a little boy. That's where I was holding, but the Kloisenberger was there writing tshuvas. Tavshin Mem Gimel, 1983. So he writes, Baruch Hashem, Woodburn, New York, Tammuz Tavshin Mem Gimel, Mechtavchem Higia B'dvar Misha Sug Damoy Nadir, a person has a very rare blood type. And there is a sick person who is in danger, who needs this blood. Is he obligated to donate his blood to save his friend? And I decided that I'm going to clarify the fundamental matter. To what extent does a person have to endanger himself, have to have pain in order to save his friend? That this branches out into many ways, many different details in halacha, as we are going to see. So he opens up with the Kesef Mishnah in Perek Aleph, Milchos Rotzeach, Halacha Tesvav, who brings the Hagos Maimonios, who says that in the Yerushalmi, the maskana of the Gemara is that one is not allowed, one is obligated, to enter into a safek sakana to save his friend. To save his friend, one has to be machnas himself to a safek sakana. Venera. Shahatam, says the Kesef Mishnah. The other fellow is a vaday sakana. And the first person is a safek sakana. So since there's only doubtful danger and his friend is a definite danger, he has to be mistaken, he has to endanger himself to save his friend. So writes the Beis Yosef. The Beis Yosef was very closely related to the Kesef Mishnah. In Choshen Mishpat, in Sof Siman Taf Chaf Vav. In the Bach, he writes that from the Lashon of the Brisa that we're going to bring in the Gemara, it's mashma, that even if it's not clear to him that he can actually save him, he is still obligated to endanger himself, a safek sakana, to save his friend. But when the Rambam codifies this in Elchos Rotzeach V'Shmiras HaNefesh, in the first parak in Halacha Yudalid, he writes, V'yochel Elahatzilo, it's mashma, that he's definitely going to be able to save him. Dafka b'de'ein safek sheyochel ha'atzila. It's clear that he's going to be able to save him. Then he has to go save his friend. But if it's not clear he's going to be able to save him, because he himself might go down, then he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to be machnas himself to a safek sakana la'atzalas chaveiro. So this looks like the Rambam is arguing. But the Rambam is arguing with what we brought earlier in the Gos Maimonios in the name of the Yerushalmi, that one is chayv to machas himself to a suffix sakana to save his friend. The Rambam seems to say not like that. You have to save your friend who's in danger, but only if you're going to be able to do it. You're not going to endanger yourself. The Sma notes in Choshim Mishpat, Tov Chavav, that the Mechaber and the Ramah, I think it's in Tov Chavav, omit this din of having to be machnis yourself to a suffix sakana to save your friend from a definite sakana, definite danger. Since the Poskim, the Rif, the Rambam, the Rosh, the Tur didn't bring it down, and therefore the Shulchan Aruch didn't bring it down either, nor did the Ramah. Pischei Tshuva and Sifkat Beis brings from the Sefer Agudas Ezov, who writes, you know why they didn't bring it? Because they hold that our Gemara argues with the Yerushalmi. The Yerushalmi says that you have to be machnis yourself to a suffix sakana to save your friend from a vade sakana. And the Bavli holds not like that, so therefore they didn't bring it down. But where is this mysterious Yerushalmi? So the Achronim say that it's in the end of the 8th parak of Maseches Trumas. Rav Ami was taken captive by the Goyim. Itzid be Sifsifa. So what did they do? So Rav Imi. So Rish Shimon Lakish said, Ad da ana ktil, ana miskatil. Ana ezel, u'mishezev lei b'chela. He said it's either do or die. I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to save him. So what do you see? You see that he's putting himself in a suffix danger to save his friend who was in a vade danger. So maybe that's the raya. The only problem is that, as the Kloisenberger notes, maybe there, Rish Lakish himself was b'chshasha oisa sakana. Maybe he was also in the same danger. And there he said, either I'm going to kill on a ketil, on a miskatil, I'm going to be killed. Meaning, I'm going to be killed even if I don't go. Since anyway he was in danger, so he might as well just go. Try to save his friend. Not putting himself in any more danger by saving his friend. Either way he's going to be in danger, so you might as well go and try to save him. According to that, it wouldn't be a mucker. You have to endanger yourself to save your friend. Because anyway he was in danger. Or, another reason why this Gemara might not be the makor, is because he said, "U'mishazev lei b'chayla." What does it mean? I'm going to save him with a chayil, with a lot of koach, with a chayil gadol. So, he was saying that I'm not worried. I'm gonna go save him. And that's at the end what happened. He said that since he's in danger of being killed, I'm going to go and I'm going to put all my energy in and I'm going to go save him. And in the end, he appeased the enemy and they were afraid. They didn't want to fight him. So maybe going in wasn't a suffix sakon at all. He was going in with all of his koach. He knew he was going to be able to get him out. So according to that, it's also not this Yerushalmi. It's also not a makor. There's been another makor in the Yerushalmi. In Sanhedrin and Gimel Amud Aleph, it says this is the classical source that all the Sfarim deal with. Gufa minayin l'rois chaver she'tovea benar. How do we know that if one sees his friend, he's drowning in the river, or chaya gorarto, or a wild animal is dragging him, listing by him all of. He's got bandits that are coming on him. Shuchai Blatzilo, that he has to save him. One is now allowed to stand by idly when his friend's blood is being spilled. Is being gespilt. We learn from here, from Losamar Adam Reyecha. Mehasam Nafka. We learn from a different source. Avedas Gufo Minayin. Talmud Loimer Bashevosolo. How do you know you have to, when your friend is losing his body, you have to save him? It says Vashevosolo. There's a mitzvah of Shavas Aveda. So they learn from it that it's not only his cow or his baseball mitt or his skateboard, but it's his body, his life. You also have to give that back to him. So why do you come from Losamar Adam Reyecha? Come from Vashevosolo. So the Gemara says, no. From Vashevosolo, just you yourself. But Mitrach or Meger Agure, but to be Toireach, to hire someone, Emalo, maybe you don't have to. So Kamash Malan, Losamar Adam Reyecha, Filu Mitrach or Meger Agure. The Maharsha, on Tosis Dibur HaMaskil, Atzila Benafsha, writes, the Lekal Meimar, the Itzrach Loisamud Lelav, you can't say that Losamud Adam Reyecha is there to tell you there's a lav to mikol makom vashevosalo lo itzrich le'aseh. But you don't need vashevosalo for the essay. Why? If somebody's drowning, then you have to save him. The nafkalevim kol sheken. Minitan latzilo benafsha. That if there's a din that if Ruvain's running after Shimon to kill him, you're allowed to kill Ruvain to save Shimon. And you should certainly save somebody when you don't have to kill somebody, as Tosfos notes. So then you don't need Vahashevoso as an asay. So don't tell me that the Losamud is the Los Asay and the Hashevoso is the asay. So it seems from the Maharsha that he's learning that the Gemara's kasha is, why do you need Vahashevoso? And the Maharsha is telling you, he's explaining the Gemara's kasha. You know I need Vahashevosolo? Because and the Gemara's kasha is, why do you need Vahashevosolo? The Maharsha is saying, you know why it's a kasha, why you need Vahashevosolo? Because you can learn from a kol sheken. It can't just be to tell you that there's an asay, because if nitan latzilo benafsho, certainly there's a mitzvah to save him when you don't have to kill somebody to save him. So he seems to be learning the Maharsha that the Gemara's kasha is, what do you need Vashevosolo for? He's explaining why you don't need it, because it's a kol sheken. But the Lashon HaGemara we see that the kasha is on Losamar Adam Reyecha. Why do you need Losamar Adam Reyecha? Not the kasha, why do you need Vashevosolo? So maybe what the Maharsha means is that we can't say, really, the Gemara's kasha is from Losamud Adam Reyecha. What do you need Losamud Adam Reyecha for? But he's just explaining that we can't say that you don't need Losamud Adam Reyecha, that you can't say, really, the kasha is, what do you need Losamud Adam Reyecha for? You already have Vashevosolo. So it's Losamud Adam Reyecha we're asking for. Why do you need that? But he's telling you that the Gemara can't answer that you need Losamud Adam Reyecha, because that's telling you that it's a lav. Because if that's the case, then you're still going to have the kasha. What do you need Vashevosolo for? It's not the Gemara's kasha is why you need Vashevosolo. Gemara's kasha is why you need Losamud Adam Reyecha. That's pashtus in the Gemara. And the Maharsha is just explaining that you can't say that Losamud Adam Reyecha is to tell you that it's a lav, because then you'll have a kasha what you need Vashevosolo for. But then, if the Maharsha, we still don't understand the teretz of the Gemara. What was the Gemara's teretz? Hani milu b'nafshe. If this would have been Vashevosolo, then you would have said, you just have to say from yourself. No, you don't. You don't need Vashivosa to tell you that. You know why? Because you have a kol shekan. If you're allowed to kill the Rotzeach to save the potential victim, then you certainly have to save somebody. It doesn't involve killing someone else. And what's the Gemara's teretz? No, you need Vashivosa lo b'denafshe. Well, maybe mitzrach agur mitzrach umegar agur, maybe to be toreach and to hire somebody. You don't need to. So how much money you have lo samar adam reach? What's the teretz? What's hanim? Imei hasam havamina hanim ili b'denafshe. If it just would have been from Vashivosa, he would have said, there you have to do it on your own. No, you don't. You don't need that Vashivosa to say that you have to save from yourself. That you have a kol shekan. So the Ran in his Chedushim, Dibur Maschal Aval writes, the Hadi Alfinan L'mitrich U'meger Agure Lav L'meimer D'lo Samar Adam Reyecha Mashmahachi. The Ran says that you have to be Toreach and hire somebody to save the guy. It's not that Lo Samar Adam Reyecha teaches you that. It's not that that's the mashmos, the implication of the pasuk Lo Samar Adam Reyecha. De'efshad Lo Sakrel L'gufe. Maybe the pasuk is telling you, Pasha, don't stand by idly when your friend's blood is being spilled. You have to save him. It doesn't tell you that you have to be Toreach or Meger Agure to actually go and hire somebody. So where do you get the hire somebody from? Eladim Yitura Dikra Yehudim Arbina Gufe Mamoni. It's from the Yitur in the pasuk. It's a superfluous pasuk, so we're marbe. Even when it, even a big tircha, even your mammon, and that's why we have two psukim. So he says that it's not the mashmos of the pasuk; it's just from the extra pasuk. But Rashi. Lashon Rashi is lo samar adam reyecha, lo samar al atzmecha, mashma. Ela chazor al kol tzadim shelo yoivad dam reyecha. Don't just stand there. Do everything you can, any way, that your friend's blood shouldn't be lost. So it seems that what's Rashi learning? Rashi is learning that's the mashmos of the pasuk. Lo samar al dam reyecha. Don't just stand there. But do anything you can to save the guy. And if that's the case, then you don't need Vahashevosolo as a Yitur anymore. In other words, you don't need Vahashevosolo that, according to the Ran, why do you need two psukim? You need two psukim because the first pasuk is there to tell you to save B'chlal. And this way the second pasuk can go further and tell you to save in any way you can, even by hiring somebody. So therefore both psukim are necessary. According to the Chedushi Aran, both psukim are necessary. First pasuk is necessary for nafshe, they have to save him yourself. And then the second pasuk is necessary to say, hey, we already have a pasuk to save. So this means you have to save him in any way you can. The way Rashi's learning, no. V'hashevosolo seems to be miyutar legamre, because L'samar adam reyecha says save him in any which way. You don't need Vahashevosolo. In any event, we said you don't need Vahashevosolo because you have a Kal V'chomer. If you have to save L'nitan Latzilo B'nafsho, then then you B'chlal don't need the pasuk. So according to the Ran, you can say you need both psukim. You need Vahashevosolo because then this allows the Lo Samar Adam Reyecha to be an extra pasuk. And from an extra pasuk, you can learn extra din. But according to Rashi, Vahashevosolo seems completely superfluous. Because from Lo Samar Adam Reyecha, you learn Chazar al Kol Tzdadim. Do everything you can to save the guy, even the Mitrach L'Mega Argure. So what do you need Vahashevosolo for? And just the fact that you have to save him at all, that you know from your own logic. that if you have to kill a guy to save him, you should save him without having to kill a guy. So if not for the Maharsha, who says that one of the psukim is miutar, either lo samo or b'hashevoslo, depending on how you learn him, maybe the Gemara's kasha is just a stira. There's a stira between these two sources. And now we're meyashiv the stira. We say one source is talking about b'din afshe, and the other source, that's a good yishuv. One source is talking about you have to save him yourself. That's v'hashevoslo. And the lo samo al dam re'echa is saying that you even have to hire somebody, you even have to be torech, allowed and hire somebody to save him. In the Sifri de Beirav in Parshas Kiseitze, and that it says there, Vashevosu ha'af is atzmo atameshiv lo. So he asks the kasha. He says, what do you mean afet atzmo atameshiv lo? You need a pasuk to tell you to return the guy? You give him back his possessions. You give him back his baseball mitt. Of course he should save himself. So what do we need the pasuk in l'chadish anything for us? So he answers l'fiyah Yerushalmi. You know I need v'hashevosalo. You need v'hashevosalo to tell you that even to be machnis yourself to a suffix sakana, that far you have to go. Interesting, the Babli never says that. The Babli never says that. Babli really leaves it up to our imagination what the Babli holds. Fakert, maybe you can be medayik from the fact that Babli doesn't learn this way. Doesn't learn the Vashevosala says you have to be machnis yourself to a suffix sakana. Maybe you don't have to. Kopanim, he says in the Sifri, the Sefer Sifri de Beirav explains that Vashevosala, that you have to give him back. So it's telling you this chiddush of the Yerushalmi. Maybe you can learn the same way in the Bavli. And when it says b'din avshei, you would know on your own b'din avshei. So maybe even it means even if it's a sakana. But again, it would have been more likely if there's a big thing. The Bavli could have told us, should have told us apparently that even if it's a sakana. In the Maharam Lublin, but Azardav Chafov Amid Beis, Dibur Masal Rabbos Lola Rabbos Gufo. He also asked this kasha. Pashat, if you have to return Mamoni, you have to return Gufo. And he says, Hashavas Gufo Chai, Bafil Hotzim Mishalo Livdosa. Even to spend money. Livdosa, to redeem him. Ayin Sham in the Maram Lublin. And we conclude with a very important Reb Shlomo Kluger, Nechach Meshlomo and Choshen Mishpat Tav Chavav. He says that discusses if the Hatzala is derech bizayon lahamatzia. Let's say it's a bizayon to save. In order to save this person, the savior, interesting, in English we don't say saver, we say savior. They're screen savers, but they're no screen saviors. Unless the screen is about to get crushed and somebody comes and saves it. In any event, so if the Hatzala is derech bizayon for the matzil, is he still obligated to save him? He's going to have to jump in the mud. He's wearing his nice frock, nice and shiny, looks mechubadik. He's wearing a tie, like that mechubadik Rosh Hashiva look. And he's going to have to do something and be mizbazeh. Does he still have to save him? So if you learn from Vahashevosolo, so mitam Hashavas Aveda, so what do we say about Hashavas Aveda? We say about Hashavas Aveda, pa'amim shatam mis'aleh, like a zaken ve'eno lefi kvodo. Sometimes if not lefi kvodo, you don't have to save. So too he's patur b'hashavas gufa. So Reb Shlomo Kluger says that just like Hashavas Avedasa, you don't have to be mizbazeh, so to Hashavas Gufa. Tell you this, Reb Shlomo Kluger, phew, the Achronim went to town with this one. They weren't so pleased. But Kloisenberger says that maybe that's why you need a pasuk of Hashavasa. We said you have a Kal V'chomer. If Memono you have to return, certainly Gufa. The answer is that's why you need this extra pasuk. To tell you, even Derech Bizayim. If it's Memono, you don't need Derech Bizayim. But if it's Gufa, you do. According to this, you would have to be Mizbazi. Well, Yashiv asked a huge kasha on Reb Shlomo Kluger. Let's say a person is going to be mizbazeh to return a lost object to his friend, but for himself he would do it. For himself he would do it. He also has to do it for his friend. So would a person be mizbazeh to save his own life? Of course he would. And Pashid has to do it for his friend. So Yashiv's kasha. And the Kloisenberger asks, how can this be? It's not a svar, it's tamua me'od. Because of a bizayon, you don't have to save somebody's life. So from the Yerushalmi that even a suffix sakana, you have to endanger yourself in order to save your friend's life. And according to the Bavli al Kopanim, you have to hire somebody. In the Sefer Atzei Chaim in Chelik Beis in Parashas Vayishlach, that's the Kloisenberger Rebbe's shver from his first zivug, right? He was married before the war, and he had, if I'm not mistaken, 10 children or 11 children. They were all killed. They all died. The last one died from a disease, Reb Leibele, young boy, young 18-year-old in Ilu, tzaddik. He died at the end of the war from illness. And then the Rebbe got married after the war. And present Rebbes are our sons. Akopanim, but his shver from his first zivug, Parashas Vayishlach in the Sefer Atzei Chaim, he talks about the bizayon v'tzar haguf, if it's adif mimamen or not adif mimamen. Because if it's not adif mimamen, if you have to hire, if bizayon is less than mamen, then certainly if you have to hire, you have to be mizbazeh. So ayin sham barichus. And there's an old journal called Shomer Tzion HaNe'eman. So in the Michtav Kuf Lamed Vav, there's a chakir from the Aruch LaNer. If one is allowed to save himself from death by being mevayish his friend, being mevayish somebody's like killing them. So he has an arichus, and there are a lot of letters about that. You can probably find it online, the Shomer Tzion HaNe'eman. I know they have it in the local Beis Medrash. Old journal like that, like with the old print. So we have a lot more to discuss, obviously. I hope we get to it. It's mamish, there's been oceans of ink spilled about this shaila, about how far you have to go to save your friend. But Baruch Hashem, we were zocheh to learn some important inyanim and in-depth analysis of the sugyas. And, lo alecha amlecha legmor v'yata ben choron li batal mimenu. Okay. Shalom, sweetest and most beloved friends. I hope B'li Neder B'ritzos Hashem Darkeinu that we're able to continue discussing this. Shalom, sweetest and most beloved friends.